Hello and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia and our Necromancer series here, and I almost have 300 troops here as we head into Veluca. Now, I have installed the latest patch. This is the one that actually makes magic a little bit more powerful than it was beforehand, because obviously the mod creator introduced resistances, and I gotta say, I really appreciate the fact that this was a lot of work, right? Introducing any kind of new mechanic is always going to be a lot of work, and the addition of the fact that you need to also balance these things is very annoying, and I just have to express my appreciation to the mod creator, because it's one person, by the way. It's one person, it's not a team or anything like that, so it's very, very appreciated that they were able to implement all these changes. And now with this patch, the one that I'm using right now, the latest one, I have now installed that, and it is a patch that makes magic more powerful than it was in the previous patch, but less overpowered than it was before. Because obviously the way it was before, we were basically throwing 2 fireballs and everything was dying, and 1 ice storm and you were dying instantly, even with 10 magic defense. And obviously that's not the way it's supposed to be. You know, you're supposed to be able to survive with 10 magic defense, at least against ice storm being cast once, obviously. Now, one thing you got to know, because as we go in here, one thing you got to know is that the regeneration issue is actually not due to the mod itself. It is actually due to the fact that I have not started a new game in quite some time. Now, obviously, as you might expect, you know, Warband is a little bit iffy about that kind of stuff, and generally most of the changes that I have seen and that I have very much enjoyed that the mod creator has implemented, unfortunately, this particular change does not carry forward into my save game. So it's basically a case of you have to start a fresh game, and then your regeneration is going to be working absolutely fine. So that is just bear that in mind. So if you do want to create a necromancer, then you should probably just keep that in mind. You know, you want to create it on the latest patch right now, and then you're going to have a great time. You know, you're going to have a wonderful, wonderful time. I'm actually going to see if I can actually use my lightning bolt a little bit here. Oh, of course. Why is it that I always take damage from... oh no, my regeneration is actually working. Oh, okay. Never mind. I was actually expecting it not to work. But yeah, it seems to actually be working, so that's great. Okay, wonderful. But there you go. Anyway, what I was about to say is I'm very much hoping that we're going to be seeing some big damage from our fireballs here. Oh yeah, also I did the wrong thing. I should have actually gone and just ran into some random battle before I did this, but oh well, never mind. I guess we're just gonna have to make do with how we got this going. I mean, funnily enough, we're actually doing pretty well, surprisingly. I was not expecting that. I was thinking to myself, yeah, we're gonna probably be okay. You know, we're probably gonna be able to do a relatively decent amount of damage, but I wasn't expecting taking the entire castle, and we seem to actually be doing a really, really good job at that. And speaking of this, it's not actually a castle, it's a town, of course. Veluca is a massive town. So I'm very much hoping that we're going to be able to take this. And if we are, well, that means we're very, very happy indeed, because that means I'm actually going to be able to move on and actually attempt to expand our territory even further, because a couple of our castles nearby are actually taken now as well. And, well, one of them was very lightly defended. I saw that beforehand, and I didn't even bother to go there myself, but apparently one of my vassals decided to go there, and they went and did that. So yeah, anyway, oh yeah, fireball, yes, do you see that much damage? Yes, come on now, wait, don't kill me. Oh, okay, I was really hoping that I wouldn't get absolutely murdered there, but that's just what they do. That's just what the crossbowmen do, unfortunately. And I'm kind of hoping that some of my forces will... yeah, my mages are not actually going to move now. And I was super excited that my fireball was actually doing massive damage to these crossbowmen. I really wanted to see that happen more, but I guess that just wasn't how it was supposed to be. Alright, so we've got a pretty interesting little encounter here. I say little, but it's not really little, if you see here. Yes, we have 349 against the enemy's 635. And this is at Ibdele's castle, because obviously, as you might expect, at Veluca, I decided to get out of there. Of course, I decided to run away, because that was just not really going to work out too well for me. I was taking not that many casualties, but it would have taken us a huge amount of time to complete that entire siege, and I wasn't really willing to expend that amount of time just on one siege. You know, I literally could have done so much more in that time, and I'm going to try to charm this mage if I can. I'm kind of hoping I'll be able to. Oh, are you serious? Really? Oh, he died. Oh, okay. I was very much hoping that we'd be able to get him. Alright, come on now. I have no idea how much damage we've even done. 35 damage, but as you can quite clearly tell, the spells are, in my opinion, doing more damage, and they are not feeling as limp as they were beforehand. And I'm actually very much appreciating that. And obviously, you just bear in mind, one person made that, and that, well, you know, one person's been working on this the entire time, and there's a lot of things to do, huge amounts of things to work on. So, you know, we have to be pretty patient about that kind of stuff. And I personally don't mind waiting at all. I am not someone that is impatient. It depends, obviously. Depends on what I'm waiting for, because some things I am obviously going to be impatient about, like, for example, waiting for my HP to get back to full when I'm waiting at a town or something like that. That's always annoying, but that's the reason why I have 10 in wound treatment, isn't it? Yes, that is indeed the reason. But yeah, anyway, we're going to actually do a little bit of something here to try and just thin out the opponent. I mean, literally, look at how much damage we've done already, but this is because I am spamming Ice Storm, and because I have so many mages on my side. And this is the funny thing. This is a good balance, in my opinion. This is a good balance, because beforehand, I don't know whether you remember those episodes, a couple of parts back, where we were literally having a siege defense. And, well, basically what would happen is, if you didn't see those, basically what would happen is they would spawn in, enemies would spawn in, and we would immediately massacre them with very minimal effort. We wouldn't even need to... Basically, I wouldn't even need to do anything. My mages would do the entire thing for me. I would literally just have to stand there and just, you know, look pretty or whatever, and that is literally it. That is literally all I would have to do, but just purely because the mages were so strong. You know, the spells were so strong. But now with these new changes, obviously that is not the case. They are still strong, don't get me wrong. They are still strong, they are still doing some amazing damage, but because we have so many mages, we are able to get some pretty decent ratios of action going on here. Like, for example, look at this. We're able to do this ratio purely because the enemy is the attacker. And that's the whole point. The enemy is the attacker, and they don't have many mages, if any. And they are, of course, the Rodoks, and that makes everything so much simpler for us. But this is a stark difference from how it was before, because yeah, we're still getting a pretty significant amount of kills in comparison to the amount of deaths that we have. But of course, we are the ones that are defending right now. We are literally safe within our walls, and I have so many mages that just makes all the sense in the world, in my opinion. And before, as I said, we would literally just murder every single enemy wave that would come in. They would die instantly. And so this is a really, in my opinion, this is a nice balance, because we have a lot of mages, and we are still killing enemies. We're still killing enemies, we're still doing good damage, and I think that the ability to continue doing some damage while the enemy still has a chance, I think that's great. I think that's good balancing right there. And obviously there's, you can argue one way or another, But obviously, if you want to, you can customize the mod however you like, because the mod creator has actually included the source code and all of the, all of the things that you would need to be able to customize your experience however you so desire. For me personally, I am nowhere near proficient enough in that kind of thing to be able to, customize my experience. But personally, I want to play the vision that the mod creator has, and it doesn't matter which mod I'm playing. I'm talking about any mod I'm playing. I want to play the vision that they have, because I think that that is the most fun thing to do. But obviously, if you're not like me and you want to play something a little bit more customized to your own specification, then you can do that, he has included that, so just bear that in mind. Anyway, so we're going to actually do a little bit of... Oh no, I was trying to charm them, but unfortunately they're getting by. Okay, here we go. Come on now. Let's get this guy. Oh no, these swashbucklers are annoying. Okay, come on now. Let's actually try to get a little bit of my mana back here. Maybe we can actually fling a fireball or two. Nice. Oh no, that didn't do anything. Oh dear, I think someone resisted it. That's probably the reason why it didn't go off. Okay, come on now. Let's actually get this. Yeah, here we go. Nice. Okay, that was some good damage. Can I get a lightning bolt? Nice. There we go. I have no idea whether I'm killing anything, by the way, but I can only assume that I am. Nice. Yeah, Ice Storm, I think maybe does something. I'm actually not entirely sure. Maybe we want to charm some more people. I don't actually know whether this is a good idea, to be honest, because I'm kind of at a loss. About what to do here, because I'm thinking Charm is pretty cool because it's really powerful. It's going to turn enemies into allies, and that's obviously great, especially if you can get some of the higher tier enemies, like for example the swashbucklers. Like you can see here, I did get one swashbuckler charmed, and that obviously makes a huge difference. So let me actually just see here. Can I get... Yep, there we go. Good damage. I'm actually wondering whether I should retreat and come back in. Do you think that would actually make more sense? I don't know. Let's actually go out here and try to do some damage with my... Yeah, I have very little power strike. Yes. This makes me want to play a high power strike build. It really does. I feel like maybe I should do that. Maybe I should create a character that is literally just all fighting skills. That would be pretty fun in my opinion. But you got to bear in mind that if I do that, they're going to have a very low magic defense. And that might be a bit of an issue in itself. But I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not an issue, because maybe we would, equip the magic ring, the magic healing ring, and that would obviously make a big difference to our overall survivability. And especially considering, there is actually a bunch of other equipment that could actually be really, really synergistic with that kind of build. And I'm kind of excited. You know what? I'm kind of excited about that. Maybe we should try it out. I don't know. Maybe we should try it out. Anyway, we killed that mage. That's obviously nice. And maybe we can actually see here what we can do. Oh, no, don't get shot. Don't get shot. Okay. I almost died. That was a headshot. Okay. I think I kind of want to retreat right here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to jump down here real fast. And I'm going to just wait for my HP to get a little bit higher. But as you can see, we're actually starting to take massive casualties. I said yes. It's not allowing me to retreat. Huh. Why not? Okay, I'm going to jump then. Because if it won't allow me to retreat, I will do this. There we go. Okay, that was a little bit easier. All right, I'm not entirely sure why it forced me to have to kill myself there, but okay. Yeah, that's just Warband for you. Anyway, we're gonna actually do a little bit of leveling up before we go after these guys. I don't know whether it's even worth me going after them, to be honest. That's obviously a thing that is a little bit problematic, a little bit problematic. So we might have some issues. However, as you can see, we did manage to defend against them, and we did inflict massive casualties. And if I had, that's a funny thing, if I hadn't retreated, I think we probably would have lost. Because I had 181 troops remaining. But as you can see, most of my troops are indeed zombies and skeletons. And they are some of the lowest level troops that you can muster, basically. And so it's going to be very difficult to defend anything with a majority force of those. they are primarily used as fodder for your mages and so on and so forth. So obviously that makes a huge difference. Anyway, I am gonna go and probably return to Halmar here and recruit some more dark mages. I might do a little bit more summoning of troops, and then we'll see where we go from there. Alright, so I've actually arrived at the 4 Ways Inn. I don't know whether you noticed, but I actually have a huge amount of cash. And the reason why I have a huge amount of cash is because I went into my treasury and I pulled out a bunch because I apparently hadn't been there for some time, and I'm making about 13 to 16,000 per week. And so, well, suffice it to say, I am getting a huge amount from that. Now, I'm actually wondering, do I want to get Boots of Agility? Do I not have the Boots of Agility already? I'm actually not entirely sure. What do they do? I mean, they're gonna give me agility, of course. I mean, obviously, they're gonna improve the wearer's agility. That might actually be kind of useful. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna buy some. I have a lot of money right now, so I may want to actually get other things. I mean, you can see here that I could get a magical bow, enchanted elven swords, twin enchanted drow swords. Could get the butcher. I have no idea what the butcher actually is. What is it? It's a knife, right? It has to be used in 2 hands. It was made for a larger creature. All right, well, that actually sounds pretty fun, but I'm not going to get that. And then you obviously have the Quiver of Plenty. I believe the Quiver of Plenty actually regenerates arrows, by the way. So, you know, if you're a ranger, if you're a ranger archetype, then you could probably do something really very cool with that. Otherwise, this is actually a fantastic necromancer staff. It will probably also charm any undead struck with it. Okay, is enchanted with powerful spells that will greatly help necromancers. I actually don't know what that means, but I'm going to buy it. I'm going to see what it does. So let's have a look here. Alright, so enhances magic, necromancy, and has a chance to charm struck undead. That sounds absolutely fantastic, by the way. So I'm actually just going to put that in the last slot here. And as you can quite clearly tell, my armaments are actually really, really good. And here's the Boots of Agility. I have no idea what they do, but my other boots are basically pointless because they're not magical at all, so I might as well put some magical boots on, right? And let's have a look. Look at that. I just gained 4 agility, so we now have 10 agility overall. And if I want to, I can obviously start pumping some points into agility as well. But I don't think I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think it's particularly useful for me to do that. And otherwise, I'm actually just going to continue going for strength here, and I'm just going to get some power strike. I know, I probably shouldn't be doing this, because all things considered, it's very late in the game for me to do that, but I kind of want to get a little bit more Iron Flesh, because more Iron Flesh equals less stun duration, and it's also, as you can see, I just got 18,000 from my weekly wages right there. But yeah, anyway, the point is, because of that fact, because we are indeed gaining so much from, you know, various sources, it's actually making it so much easier for us to do that. Anyway, I'm actually just going to make our way over into here, and yep, as you can quite clearly tell, Count Tredian was trying to make the most of this. And I'm obviously going to be doing some massive damage. Oh, he just got sniped. Oh, Lesser Lich doing massive damage as well. Thank you very much for that, sir. Very, very appreciate that. And maybe we can do something here. Yes, more kills. More kills. Very nice indeed. Yeah, but here's the funny thing. I'm actually not entirely sure if I want to replace my Vampiric Sword with something else, because the thing is, the Vampiric Sword is very strong in regards to healing us, but that's kind of all it does. It doesn't really do damage as much as I would want it to. I want it to do significant damage, so much so that it's going to kill enemies in 1 or 2 hits. Whereas the Vampiric Blade, even though it does regenerate my HP, I already have regeneration, so bear that in mind. So maybe it's a better idea that I go for something that actually provides me with some damage output. So as you can see right here, Ice Storm is actually dealing between 20 and 40 damage now. And I think that's nice. I think that's a nice balance for how spells actually are, how they should be, at least. Because beforehand, I don't know whether you, you know, saw the damage beforehand, because let's face it, Warband's text log can't handle a significant amount of input at the same time. So obviously when a spell goes off, or a cannon, or you know, some kind of AoE ability that you know, kills a bunch of enemies at once, you're not really going to see what actually happened. But basically, you know, in the previous patches, and you can still download those patches if you want to, you know, play with, you know, the overpowered spells or whatever, you can still do that. But yeah, anyway, the point is, it would do about 80 damage. Ice Storm. Ice Storm would do about 80 damage, you know, between 60 and 80 damage, and that's enough to basically just kill pretty much any unit, unless you have a significant amount of HP. And I'm talking about iron golems here, silver golems, things that are specifically designed to fight against mages. But obviously now with the addition of the resistances, and the cool thing about the resistances as well is that these resistances have have kind of like a downside as well. So some of them actually have downsides. Like for example, there are certain enemy types that are going to be weaker against certain magic types. And it's the same thing with, you know, how much they're resistant against as well. Because some of the time they're going to be resistant against fire, other times they'll be weak against fire, and you kind of have to change your playstyle, change what kind of spells you're using as a result. So you can't just go like, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to use Fireball 100% of the time. Because obviously, why would you? Why would you use Fireball 100% of the time? If you're a competent mage, if you're someone that actually wants to, you know, be effective against every single type of opponent, you have to have the knowledge, you see. You have to have that knowledge that gives you that advantage. And you no longer have to, you know, you're no longer relying, shall we say, on a completely, you know, sort of like power overwhelming situation where you just go, yeah, I'm super powerful, I can just throw one spell and kill everything. No, you kind of have to be a little bit aware of what things actually are weak against, and that, in my opinion, is a good thing. I think that's a good thing, because that means that you have to think a little bit, you know, it's no longer a case of just fire and forget, and I like that. So I think the mod creator has done a great job. I think the new spells that we're seeing right here, the ones that are slightly more powerful than they were in the previous patch, I think that's nice. I think this is a good balance. Obviously, some people may not agree, but I personally feel like these spells are nicely balanced, because I'm no longer seeing an entire army just get absolutely deleted as soon as they spawn in. Because while that is fun, don't get me wrong, I'm the first person that's gonna say, yeah, that's super fun, you know, because I think that's fun. But I also see that that is very powerful, and maybe too much, you know, maybe too powerful. And because it is too powerful, and because it is so strong, it makes sense to, you know, change the damage a little bit, you know, just make it so that you have to use a couple more spells here and there. Your units have to use more than one Ice Storm, and then you're going to have a great time. Anyway, unfortunately, there are 2 enemies remaining, and we're going to have to move my forces away from here, so I'm just going to deal with them. Alright, so there you go. We did manage to achieve victory. 9 renown was our reward. Actually, quite a weird amount, to be honest, because I didn't think that we were going to get 9 renown for such a, I don't know, small siege? It seems kind of weird to me, but anyway. So, yeah, we're going to obviously get some people resurrected from that, aren't we? Yeah, 17 zombies. 17 zombies. How dare you give me only 17 zombies, Count Tredian? Yeah, anyway, this guy is actually my vassal, if you can believe it. This guy right here is actually my vassal. He's running around with 1 mercenary mage. Does he have any special units? He has some Kurjat Shaman, and that's basically it. What's funny, though, is that... oh, yeah, I didn't tell you this. The Kurjat Khanate, do you see them? Do you see them anywhere? Yeah, you won't. You won't see them anywhere, because they've been completely eliminated. Yes, they've been completely eliminated from the game, and I was very surprised to see that, actually. I'm not sure whether we eliminated them or someone else did. I'm pretty sure it was the Orcs. I think it was the Orcs, because as you can see right here, they've taken Ikima, Tolga, Nara. Obviously, I was also the one to kind of, you know, I guess, hammer in the final nail in their coffin, because I did eliminate Halmar and everything, and that made a huge difference. But you know, let's not go there, okay? Let's not go there. We'll just take credit for it a little bit later. Anyway, I'm just gonna make my way into Veluca here. I'm just gonna wait around for a little bit of time, because I just want to make sure that we are a little bit higher in HP, and we're going in here with around 300 troops again, which is probably not the best idea, all things considered. I personally feel like it would probably be a better idea for me to go in a little bit later. Don't get shot now, please. Arkane, come on. Don't get shot by the first crossbowman that you see. Yeah, he tends to do that quite often. Have you noticed? Yeah, he tends to do that quite often. I mean, okay, fine. Let's be a little bit fair to him, okay? Let's be a little bit fair to him, because, let's face it, the enemy does have quite a lot of these guys. You know, they have a lot of crossbowmen, and these crossbowmen are very capable. And as we know, you know, from native, they're strong. You know, they're very strong. They can do some great damage. If you get them, you know, if you get them headshotting you and stuff, it's not very nice. But obviously, you know, considering Arkane has pretty much some of the lowest armor value I have played with in quite some time, it makes sense that he's going to take even more damage from them. Oh, I actually took 0 damage from the fall damage there, because I actually leveraged that guy's body and made it so that I would just, you know, kind of like bounce off him. I thought that was really funny. Oh, hello. Okay. That was a swashbuckler. Yes. Yes, that was a swashbuckler. Okay, I have to be... No, don't shoot. Don't shoot. No. Okay, yeah, they can see me from there, so I have to be even more careful now. I'm actually not entirely sure. I think over here gives me cover? Yes. Not really, because there are enemies over there as well. Okay, this is a bit problematic. I'm gonna shoot this. Come on now. Oh no. Come on now. Oh, that... Come on. Really? Did you see that? Did you see how absolutely preposterous and terrible that was? Yeah, I know. I saw it too. I was very disappointed. Okay, I'm just gonna try and shoot my spells at these guys, and I'm just gonna try and roast them. You know, I'm just going to try and roast them. I'm going to tell them some harsh things. And then I'm also going to throw my fireballs. And come on now. There we go. Come on. Wait. No, don't get shot. Don't get shot. Can we kill this guy? No, he's running away. Oh, some of my infantry have actually got onto the walls. Nice. I'm actually super surprised about that. Not entirely sure how that happened. But yeah, I mean, me having to deal with these fellows is actually quite funny, considering... Alright, here we go. Let's do some damage. Oh, nice. Oh, they're all respawning. Oh, yeah. That is so nice. Every single time these guys respawn, I just go, yeah, that's absolutely perfect. And that's the funny thing. This mod still gives you those moments. It still gives you the moment of, oh my, there's so many troops right there. I want to so badly use my fireball spell against them, and it's going to do so much damage. And it still gives you those moments, which is absolutely wonderful, because that's exactly what you want out of this amazing spellcasting system. I personally really enjoy it. I like it a great deal. It makes it a lot easier to use a bunch of spells, and you have a lot of fun with them. And I'm actually just going to use Ice Storm here real quick, because that's going to do maybe a little bit more damage. I'm actually not entirely sure. It very much depends, because Ice Storm is a bit different in the way that it does damage than Fireball. And obviously they have different resistances, of course, like I was talking about beforehand. Anyway, I believe, yeah, we are basically done. I'm just going to actually kill these guys. I'm going to try to interrupt them as much as I can. And there we go. They're going to respawn a little bit. Now, the one thing that I have noticed is that spells, I don't think they work on the battlements. Have you noticed? Look at that. You see that? You see how little the flame actually plumes up? I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, because it used to be that the spells would work on battlements, but maybe something has changed in that regard. I don't know. But as you can see, I don't know whether it is... maybe it's just the graphic. Maybe it's just the graphic actually showing that it doesn't really do much. I don't know. But whatever the case, I'm going to... Yeah, there we go. Nice charm. And we're just going to keep charming these guys. We're literally just going to keep charming these guys. Cheap calming. Yes, exactly. Cheap calming them as well. That's what we're going to do too. Anyway, we are otherwise... should I try out using my staff here? I don't think that's going to do anything, right? I mean, I've got very, very low polearm skill. Highly doubt it's going to do anything. Oh, no, it's actually doing damage. Oh, surprisingly enough, it is actually dealing some damage, but obviously nothing to write home about, obviously. Anyway, we're going to just do some damage here. And as you can see, I don't know whether you can see that, but the fire plume seems to actually only hit on the ground here, and doesn't seem to actually be dealing damage to the enemies on the stairs itself. So, as I say, I think that there is definitely some weird thing going on there, but for me personally, I don't really see that as a big issue, because you're able to do so much damage with these spells as it is when the enemy is on the ground, that I don't know whether it's really necessary that you need to hit them on the battlements too, but it would be nice, obviously. But as I say, one person making this, you got to be a little bit, you got to be a little bit understanding about that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's just actually see. There we go. Nice. Good damage. And we're done. Look at that. We're actually done. We finally took Veluca. Can you believe it? Yeah, because this literally, I mean, come on now. It took us a whole bunch of time. It took us a whole bunch of time to do this, because I've actually been wanting to take Veluca for the last couple of episodes. But every single time we go in here, we just get absolutely slaughtered. And that is because... well, I get killed, If I manage to survive, then that's basically all you need to do, That's usually how it goes, unless you have a significant amount of your own troops being pretty high tier. Anyway, there we go. I am probably just going to continue letting people go, I suppose. 126 looters. Can you believe that? 126 looters. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm not going to be taking that many people here. Just going to... take the standards. Orcish units, Drow, and... yeah, whoa, we got a lot of Drow right here, which is actually really, really nice. And I will take the loot. I think I will take the looters, just because I'm going to slap them in the garrison. And that's basically all I'm going to take. I'll take the Swashbuckler as well, because they're going to sell for a very, very good amount to... a ransom broker. And I'm going to give this to Alagar. I know, that sounds super weird, but I'm going to give that to him because I personally feel like he probably can do something kind of nice with it. Maybe. It very much depends. Maybe he's going to be absolutely useless, but I'm kind of hoping he's going to do something nice with it, because if I can make his army a little bit larger, maybe he'll get a couple of unique troops on, in his party or something like that, and that would be really, really nice. But yeah, anyway, we're just going to be putting those looters all in there. Oh, I actually got a whole bunch of these novice scavengers as well. But yeah, okay. So otherwise, we've got a huge amount of level ups, of course, as you might expect, and we're just going to be taking a look and actually seeing what else the Roddoks have available to them. They actually have Jokala still available, and then a bunch of castles. 1, 2, 3, 4... and that's it. They've just got 4 castles and then just Jokala, which we've already taken once. Do bear that in mind. We have taken that once before. So it just comes down to us now to push forward. And, well, obviously, here's the thing. I am actually going to have to wait a little bit of time, and then I get 82 zombies as well. And I am at 100% HP too. So once again, I can, of course, do necromancy. I unfortunately can't do that. So yeah, we're just going to actually be waiting here for a little bit of time, and then we can probably do it, because we have to wait a little bit of time in between actually summoning zombies from battle and using our necromancy skills. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.